Last night, we camped in the Mojave Desert roughly 100 miles away from Las Vegas. But you wouldn't know it by the way it lights up the horizon at night.
No, right here, right here. Good boy, good boy. What you got? What you got? You got shoes on? Those are so funny. I know, you're a good boy. I know.
It is a beautiful morning. We're all ready to get out for some more exploring today. You can see here just how crazy this playa dust can get when things are dry. It's moon dust that you just have to wait until either it settles or a breeze blows it off the trail so you can see.
Look at that moon dust.
And it finds its way into everything.
Well, I think everybody had a really good night's sleep last night. That was cool. We haven't had a bad campsite yet, knock on wood, man. It's been really good. And Joe's heater worked last night, which is cool, so they didn't freeze to death. And that's awesome. And today we're just up, kind of driving, making our way to a town called Baker, so we can kind of resupply a little bit. Everybody needs a little water, things like that. Diesel, get everybody topped off with stuff, and then we'll come back and hit, I think it's stage 2 of the MHT and explore some other places. So it's kind of funny, the trails right here kind of weave and braid through here, and you'll see there's like 3 or 4 different paths you can take that all are intertwined, like almost like braided rope running through here. And so it's like choose your own adventure, right? Which one do you want to take? Because they all basically link up together, but you can see we're kind of splitting off and crossing paths and stuff like that through here, trying to pick, oh, which one do we think the smoothest one is? And Brian with that trailer, he's always trying to avoid the whoop-de-doos because, yeah, that just puts a lot of wear and tear on that hitch, I think. But yeah, it's kind of funny to see all the trails weaving through here like this.
The town of Baker isn't really much of a town with a population of only 735 people. It's more of a pit stop for people going to and from Las Vegas.
Okay, I think everybody should rally at the alien station.
On our way.
All right, so I thought this would be a really good rally point because it's this place selling alien fresh jerky. And this is a trip. This place is bizarre. It looks like a big giant alien ship. It's freaking crazy. Look close, up in the bridge right here, there's actual aliens up there. I don't know, I don't think we're anywhere near Area 51 here. I mean, we're in the Mojave Desert, but that's pretty freaking cool. If you guys can see that up there. I think with wheels like this, we could probably go just about anywhere. What do you guys think? Big old like flying saucer back here with some aliens up here holding their stuff up. Oh yeah, look at, you got the alien pretzel. Hey, right here, Kaya, over here, come here. Alien dog bites, alien ice cream cone, sundae. This place is a trip. Over here, guys. Right here. And then that's the big freaking alien ship right there, the mothership.
After refueling and resupply, we headed back out onto Stage 2 of the East Mojave Heritage Trail, following a trail along an enormous lava flow. This area is just covered in vast volcanic activity.
Alright, so we found some lava tubes that look pretty cool. Man, I probably should have brought my headlamp. Not sure how deep these ones go. Alright, take 2. This time I've got my headlamp. Let's see what's down here.
The last time I was exploring a lava tube, I bumped my head on the jagged roof, and I had to wear a bandage on my head for a few days.
Let's see how far this goes. Oh yeah, it goes in pretty deep. Looks pretty low though. It's almost a crawl. Oh, I do see light back there. Not sure if you guys can see it at all. Oh, you definitely can stand up back in here. Oh, you guys didn't get very far.
There were 2 young ladies exploring the area too. Funny to run into them in this lava
You
tube.
didn't need a headlamp. Just use a flashlight on your phone.
This particular tube wasn't
Yeah,
very
certain
deep
times
or
of
very
year-
long, but
Well,
you
you
just
can see the
don't
sun
know
shining
if you
in
don't
right there,
climb in
right?
and check them out.
The beams of light coming from here are really cool. And they're pretty cool. I haven't been to this one before. It's pretty awesome. Alright, so the lava tube was tiny, but it's a lava tube. We've been to bigger ones, but you got to check it out if you're this close. It's like, ooh, you never know what you might find. So that was a cool little stop. Had a sandwich for lunch, and now we are back on the dusty trail.
I'm just always super impressed at how well Brian can tow that trailer on these trips. He definitely puts that thing to the test.
So the cinder cone area here is actually quite cool. There are literally just tons of cinder cones popping up out of the ground and lava flows. So you can kind of almost imagine what this caldera would have looked like back, whenever this stuff was erupting. There had to be just cones spewing, lava all over the place and flowing all over. It just looks like lava flow everywhere. It's pretty cool. And then now, of course, Joshua trees everywhere.
Looking at the ledges of lava flows along the sides of the wash, you can see how they are literally layered on top of each other. We would randomly come across these corrals in different areas, and frankly, I find them a bit surprising to see in the desert. Could you really raise livestock out here? And how long ago were they used? It seems like there's always either a windmill or a spring nearby, and some form of concrete water storage. Some of the Joshua trees in this area are the biggest I've seen. They seem to really like this microclimate. I thought this burgundy-colored ground cover created a striking contrast with the Joshua trees in the blue sky. I hadn't seen it anywhere else before. We got to this smooth and sandy section of trail in the Joshua Tree forest we were passing through, so I left a gap between myself and Brian so I could really pick up the pace.
was bad.
Hi guys.
I could not avoid that. Whew, that was gnarly. Wow, so I was going pretty fast there, and we hit a pretty big bump, and I'm pretty sure I was airborne. That was a little crazy.
I think everything on our shelf came up.
I think everything in the Jeep was airborne, but that one snuck up on me. I was going a little fast. So I'm not sure what this is. I've got to go back in and take a look at it, see what it's called, but it looks like an old stable or something from back in the day with a couple of reservoirs here. That's a pretty big holding tank. Wow, pretty good size. Another small one right here with a pipe going across. Kind of wonder, you know, how long ago people are actually using this, or you kind of imagine it in your head when it was first built all brand new and stuff. Oh, yep, lots of rat poop, of course. Whoop, ceiling's falling down. Plenty of hantavirus going on around here.
Oh, especially in that one.
Tons of rat shit.
There's so much.
Pretty crusty. That one looks like almost a cellar of some kind that they did underground. Oh yeah. This guy over here, I'm sure this one's probably full of rat poop. Oh yeah. Pretty dark in there. Oh, dead birds. Yep. That's never good. Man. Just like a wasteland. It's like something out of Fallout. You kind of picture yourself in some post-apocalyptic wasteland out in middle of nowhere. Boy, if you wanted to film it, this would be a great place to do it.
There's a guest book in there.
Is there? Oh, that's funny. Oh wow, pretty thrashed. Whoa, they had electrical. Oh, there's a guest book. See when the last time somebody signed was. Wow. Been some years since anyone set foot in this place. Holy cow. Pretty big corral though, man. You can imagine back in the day, they must have actually had some livestock out here potentially. It's hard to imagine, but clearly it was used. And they've got some big timbers out here too, so yeah. Somebody definitely invested some time in this some time ago. Had 2 windmills, one of them's completely broke. I don't know if you guys know what goat heads are. If you're a mountain biker, I'm sure you do, but they are everywhere in this spot. There are just tons of them, like bushes of them.
It was just a short drive from that old rundown ranch to the White Cross World War I Memorial. The cross stands on Sunrise Rock, a granite outcropping adjacent to Sema Road, and is a pretty interesting story. It was erected in 1934. The caretakers of the spot were introduced to it by a prospector by the name of John Riley Bembry, who served as a medic in World War I and was one of the veterans who established the monument. In 2010, the cross was cut down and stolen from its place on Sunrise Rock, and it was later found over 500 miles away in Half Moon Bay, California, November of 2012. Following Kessler Peak Trail from the monument, we made our way to the Evening Star Mine. The Evening Star Mine is one of the few mines that had a crusher on top of the head frame. The mine was in operation from 1939 to 1944, and it was the only mine in Mojave that produced tin ore. During those years of operation, it produced over 400 tons of tin ore. During World War II, a lot of that tin ore was sold to the government stockpile in Jean, Nevada.
I had seen pictures of it before. Never been here to check it out, but you can see the rail. They've welded this shut pretty good. The railing went into the mountain here into this tunnel. There's a bunch of rafters and stuff way back in there. Looks like a lot of it's collapsed and fallen in. Yeah, this thing is pretty big. Big old wheel up there at the top. Big timbers down here at the bottom. Pretty awesome. Not sure what this piece was. Wow. Yeah, it is. The timbers are so big. I mean, it's so dry out here, right? Yeah. Wonder how good this is. Okay. Easy does it. Not too shabby. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, that's just a big old feeder hopper.
The what?
Big hopper right there. Oh, shoot. Can't get any farther. All the stairs are broke off up here. That's too bad. Wow. Oh, man. Yeah, so Evening Star Mine. This thing is big. Well, at least the structure is. This wood is just barely hanging in there right now. Kind of watch that one. Whoa. Don't need another tetanus shot.
Joe wanted to check out a potential campsite at the top of the ridge that overlooked the valley where Vanderbilt Ghost Town and Morning Star Mine are located.
Cool view. Yeah, put us in the flattest one though. I'll leave it running.
Yep.
We made an effort to see if there was any way possible we could squeeze in all 3 rigs, but there just wasn't enough flat space for everyone to fit up here.
Wow, it is a cool view down there.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's a little tight for 3.
Yeah, I can get on a 4-wheel drive so I can make this.
It would have been an amazing view up there, but we pushed on and ended up settling at a big camp nestled between big Joshua trees.
Something warm.
Yeah, we pulled in here late, but we're rocking and rolling.
It wasn't really that late. It was
see sunset.
it was 5:15 when we pulled in.
Yeah.
In the summer it would be still daylight.
I was a little concerned this was farther away and it'd be like kind of really dark. But
We got here
back.
quick.
We did.
It's because you got Mario and Andretti here.
Well,
He just mobbed. Did he tell you about the big dip he hit?
oh,
And like everything on our
I
back
hit it
shelf
too.
went
It came out of nowhere.
over here.
Boy, life is rough. Here we are again, sitting under a beautiful starlit desert night sky next to a campfire, sharing stories about the day exploring. It sure is a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it, right? Might as well be us.
Make it go smooth, right? So I was going like 45.
And filming at the
And
same
filming.
time.
I had my GoPro out the window. That was a pretty full day. Don't know if you guys could see me, but we got a campfire going now. Ate some really good chili from some really awesome people, and now we're just gonna hang out until bedtime and crash. So we'll see you guys in the morning. Hey, good morning. So this right here is why the inside of our Jeep is so dirty. Hey guys, what's going on? You guys playing in the dirt? Next time somebody tells you golden retrievers are so beautiful and so adorable, ask a golden retriever owner and see if they agree. They're the filthiest animals you ever saw.
I start my day the same way every day. Coffee and, well, you know. Not far from the town of Primm, Nevada, is the Ivanpah Solar Power Facility. These arrays are not actual solar panels. Rather, they are heliostat mirrors that reflect the sunlight at a central receiver that generates steam to drive turbines, thereby generating power. Although it's a great way to generate renewable energy, and I'm all for it, the plant isn't without its share of controversy. It still requires natural gas every morning to get started, and the heat from the reflected mirrors has been known to burn birds in flight with the solar flux generated by the mirrors.
So this is actually a bit of a shame. This is an open pit mine. It's actually quite huge. And you used to be able to drive all the way down into it at the bottom, and there's a big giant pool of water, but I think that pool of water is probably got some chemicals in it, because again, it's an open pit mine. But we may try to drive up to the top and look down into it and see. Brian, I don't know. It looks like there might be a spot to turn around up there too.
Unfortunately, the new owner of the mine has it completely fenced off, so we were unable to enter. This mine was started back in the late 1800s. It produced a small amount of gold and silver, but in the 1980s and 1990s, the mine was expanded and produced more than $100 million worth of gold and silver. It was later decommissioned in 1993.
So we've never been this way before, and we're exploring, and with exploring, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But right now we are on a road called Boulder Corridor. This is Mojave Desert, and it looks like this. And this is a smooth section. Yeah. All right, so seriously, if you're ever out in Mojave Desert and you see a turn that leads you to a path called Boulder Corridor, don't do it. It's absolutely horrible. There's no redeeming qualities of that trail whatsoever. You're driving through power lines on the roughest, nastiest road you ever saw. Nothing but washboard and chunky stuff, and there's nothing to look at. And it went on for some miles. So now, North Mesquite Mountain Wilderness area. This is where we're heading currently. Wilderness area, so no drone footage here, probably. It's weird, I see something in the road up ahead. I'm hoping that's not a sign that it's closed. But it's unimproved road, and we're gonna try and lay down some miles now and see what happens.
We made our way through a narrow band of the wilderness area on stage 2 of the EMHT route, which turned into Excelsior Mine Road. That road led us up and over the Kingston Mountain Range towards Tacopa Hot Springs. Noel had already picked out our next destination. If this road looks well maintained, it's for good reason. This is the road that leads down into the China Ranch date farm. The China Ranch date farm is a small, family-owned and operated place. It's a lush spot with cottonwoods and willows by a wandering stream in an otherwise forbidding Mojave Desert. It's rich in history, with the old Spanish Trail within walking distance, and there's some abandoned mines nearby to explore. If you can think of a food made with dates, you'll probably find it here. Bread, muffins, cookies, shakes, you name it.
So if this place ain't a geographical oddity, 2 weeks from everywhere. And it's pretty eclectic, man. Talk about in the middle of nowhere. This is bizarre. Maximum speed limits. Autos, 65, trailers, 5, trucks, 5. Oh, there must have been a 2 and something on there. Oh, need a dream catcher? All kinds of crazy stones. What are these? $5 each. Whoa. Desert rose. Okay, I've never heard of desert roses before, but that is a trip, guys. It's a rock. Whoa, and look at this. Large. Whoa, those are cool. Look at that thing, it's huge. I've never seen anything like that before. That is crazy. Holy cow. $300, it could be yours. Look at these. Wow, is that crazy? Are you kidding me? I've never seen one of those cut open like that before. That is bizarre. That's really cool. Oh, there's some right there too. I didn't even see those. Those are massive. Wow, that is crazy. Might need to pick some of those up for my grandkids.
Who'da thunk it? A date farm in the middle of the Mojave Desert.
So we actually bolted from Mojave and spent the night in Beatty last night. So now we're just checking out the Rhyolite Ghost Town. It's pretty trippy. This building right here was actually a train depot. Not much of a train depot anymore. See, like almost an outdoor waiting area right here or something like that. And it's interesting, everything's all fenced off in this town, I guess to prevent vandalism and stuff. Old train car right here, Union Pacific. That thing has seen better days. I'm thinking this might have been one of those cabooses for an old train. Man, that thing is old. Been sitting here a while, I think. Yeah, what a trip. So this was the old Cook Bank building. You can see what it looked like way back in the day. Kind of a trip. There's a road coming down the right side of it. And we're standing right here in the front of it looking this way. Looking at the face of it here. Pretty crazy. That was probably an expensive building back in the day.
The Rhyolite Ghost Town has an interestingly short history of only about 16 years. Two prospectors, Shorty Harris and Ed Cross, found gold here in 1904, and the town site was established the very next year in 1905. In 1906, the Great San Francisco earthquake destroyed the financial district and jeopardized the funding for Nevada mines. By 1907, the financial panic in the East negatively impacted the investments in the mines. But by the following year, in 1908, the population had already gotten to 5,000 to 8,000 people. Only 2 years later, in 1910, people began to leave Rhyolite as gold production had dropped dramatically, and by 1919, the post office was closed, and in 1920, the population was all the way down to 14 people.
So I'm gonna assume a lot of these buildings may have met their demise with some kind of a fire or burned down, because there are no timbers or anything. But it's hard to say. That one still has some timbers across the front and even a metal post holding up the center of that big joist up there. But yeah, this one's pretty toast. Not quite as well built as the bank. Brothers store. Interesting. It's interesting to see what these buildings looked like back in the heyday, with a nice front sidewalk out here. And this was the Overbury building.
The Overbury building was erected in 1907 at a cost of about $45,000. It included a bank and business offices, electricity, and indoor plumbing, which were luxuries at the time. When I think about ghost towns, I don't think of concrete sidewalks, large masonry buildings, and electricity. I think of old West wooden structures in pre-industrial times. But clearly, it applies to more modern towns too. Will generations of the future look back at modern cities of today as ghost towns?
Building is from vandalism or weathering or what? Yeah, it's too bad that vandalism has to happen because you lose part of your history, you know? And this was good stuff. Some nice masonry work here. At least those parts are still standing. Pretty neat. It's surprising to me that, you know, an old town like this with a rail station and that turned into a casino and stuff like that wouldn't have kept going instead of Beatty, you know, or something. But maybe this was just a little too far off the beaten path, a mile and a half off the main road. HD and LD Porter, 1906. So this was actually the Rhyolite Jail. You can see the building on the sides. Not sure if you can open this door. Oh, I cannot open that. Seems like it's welded shut or something. It sure is heavy. I gave it the old college try, but that door was heavy. Oh yeah, this one looks like it's welded shut as well. You can see the welds on there. Oh, there's some old bar windows. Look in. Oh wow. Not sure if you can see in there much, but it's kind of a interesting little jail cell here. Looks like they must have stuck everybody in one big cell because I'm not seeing multiple cells in there. Pretty crazy. That's an awfully big jail for such a little town. Rhyolite was not notorious.
So clearly not everybody was a law-abiding citizen back then. I'll let you pause the video here and read this funny story.
And normal everyday disputes. Oh, this was a old miner's cabin. The so-called miner's cabin, built using cast-in-place rubble and adobe construction, which was typical of Rhyolite. And it's still standing. Imagine that.
The Rhyolite Ghost Town had a lot of sites to explore, including a schoolhouse, all with really interesting history. If you're ever in the area, I encourage you to pay it a visit. Every time we take off on one of these adventures, we never know what we're going to find or how it's going to turn out, and that really is the best part. Heading out into the Mojave Desert was clearly no exception. As the hours and days of the adventure unfold, we're writing more chapters in this book of experiences with no idea how the story will go. Places we go, the people we meet, and the experiences we share are the real stars of the show. We're just incredibly lucky to be a part of it and to share it with great friends. I hope you enjoyed this 3-part series from the Mojave Desert. We barely scratched the surface, so I know we'll be back. Maybe we'll run into you out on the trail, but until then, I hope to see you next time on Golden's Gone Wheelin'.